How's it going, guys? Terminal Pixel here. Game design is an art form, the culmination of a team of creative and truly talented individuals, each contributing to the eventual final product. Truly a beautiful example of people coming together to make something great. Anyways, let's talk about Balan Wonderworld. Balan Wonderworld. God damn it, I can't believe I'm doing this to myself. Balan Wonderworld is a game about helping people, dancing, and throwing chickens off cliffs. Released on March 26, 2021 by Square Enix and directed by Yuji Naka. And yes, that Yuji Naka. The mind behind games such as
Hey, hey, hey! I'll make you eat those words!
And let's not forget Balan Wonderworld was presented to the world as Yuji Naka's magnum opus, before being promptly beat to death like a piñata at Little Johnny's birthday party. But instead of getting candy out of it, all we got was a seizure! It's honestly pretty sad because this game clearly had a lot of potential. I mean, this was Naka's one and only chance to impress Square Enix with a new hit 3D platformer, due to Square being used to making games which focus more on story rather than gameplay, like Snoopy DS and Pingu's Wonderful Carnival. Oh, and I guess there's these games too, but I mean, why play those when I could be playing Marvel's Avengers? Sometime after, Naka left Square and is likely retiring altogether. Man, now I just feel sad. Maybe playing the game will make me feel better. I feel worse. So we started the game and there's a 2-player mode? What sick bastard would make their friends play this with them? Hey man, you wanna play Balan Wonderworld?
Hey, what are you doing in my house?
The story is as follows. Well, the girl's story anyways. You are this child, and she's really sad because she thinks others are talking about her. So she runs away and finds Balan's theater. And let me just say, I love this game's cutscenes, especially the opening one. From the creative visuals, to Balan's movement, to the theater theme, it's so cool. Like, it really gets me excited for what this game has to offer. That's the last good thing I'm going to say about this game for a while, so treasure it. Anyways, we're thrust into Wonderworld to help its residents and, quote, find our heart. Okay, first level, let's do the... Oh no. It's gonna be one of those days, huh? Why are we at a farm-themed castle? Why are there dancing wolves? Why do they disappear when I go up to them? And why is that giant farmer undressing me with his eyes? Yeah, none of this is ever explained. And remember that, because that's a pretty common theme with this game you'll find. Well, whatever. It's time to get our first power-up of the game. Each power-up, or as they're known in this game, costumes, is locked behind a crystal which you need one of these keys to open. And I mean, hey, that's not a bad idea, actually. It gives the player a reason to explore each level and rewards them with an interesting, fun new costume. That's actually a pretty good concept. Let me just check the script really quick, though. Okay, okay. No, they fucked that up too. You see how the key is placed right next to the costume crystal? I figured at first that this was to demonstrate the purpose of the keys, given that it's the first level and all. Apparently though, some of the good old jolly folks at Balan Company liked this placement so much that they decided to do it in every godforsaken level. You know what? No. It's fine. I haven't even played through the whole first level yet. Let's just continue. After traversing through more of the level and going past more animals that leave like they have somewhere better to be, we meet the main antagonist of the game. You know what? They don't actually say his name. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, Lance. His name is Lance. With that said, he put some enemies in our way. We beat them and the first level is done. But oh boy, don't worry, we still got plenty of game to play. Why am I doing this to myself? I could have talked about any fucking game and I chose Balan Wonderworld. What the fuck is wrong with me? Okay, you know what? Let's just break down the structure of the game. Balan Wonderworld features 12 different worlds with 2 levels, or acts, and a boss fight in each, with the only way to unlock more being to collect these Balan statues found around each act. Each world is themed around the person we're helping and the problem that they're facing, like this one guy who lost a chess game, or this girl who got her cat run over. So, you know, pretty much the same level of severity. But for some ungodly reason, we don't find out what their problem is until right before the boss fight. So for 2/3 of every world, we aren't given clarity as to why I should give two shits about this bunch of lads like Lucy Way! You can't just show me something emotional and automatically expect me to care about it. Fuck you and fuck your dead cat. Nothing about this game makes sense. Things just happen with no explanation. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Things are explained. In the novel. Yeah, because the best thing to do is to give your audience homework. I'm not gonna read that. You read it, you fucking nerd. And you know what? I could forgive a nonsensical story. I could forgive nothing being explained. I could forgive this farmer looking at me like he wants to touch me. If the gameplay wasn't god-awful! Shortly after I entered the hub world, I noticed something. Every single button is jump. And for a platformer, that's not inherently bad, but I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh yeah, what was the selling point of this game again? Oh yeah, I remember, it was that there's 80 fucking costumes. Obviously, every costume has a different ability. So since every button is mapped to the same singular action, if you have a costume that is meant to attack, that's all you can do. But that doesn't work if you can only hold 3 costumes at a time. Because if you don't have a costume that can jump, the only thing you can do is either find one that can, or lose all your costumes by killing yourself. I counted only 2 costumes in the game that allow you to jump and attack at the same time. And some costumes are completely useless, like this light costume. Maybe I'm the stupid one, maybe I missed something, and I wouldn't doubt it. But I never found a single area that you needed to use this in. The only costumes I found myself actually enjoying were the cat and the frost fairy, because they let you traverse through the acts pretty much however you want, which makes the levels a lot more fun to explore, especially with all the collectibles you have to find. However, for as much shit as I'm giving the gameplay, I will say, the boss fights are pretty enjoyable for the most part. You can earn up to 3 balance statues from each boss fight by defeating them using different methods, which is actually a pretty good way to encourage players to experiment with different costumes and come back to bosses and replay them. Wow, good job, game. You actually did something right. Congrats. Anyways, back to complaining. Something you may not have known about this game is that any costume you've gotten rid of by collecting more are stored in this changing room that you can access by standing on a checkpoint for a couple seconds. Now this is crucial to the gameplay because some parts of the levels are locked without the use of a certain costume, and of course the first time you play through that level you might not have the costume that you need. So this way you can store costumes that you might need when you go backtrack levels. But for as essential as this is for getting collectibles, they never tell you it exists. I am not joking when I say I found out about the changing room because I left to take a phone call while I was recording. That shouldn't be how I find out about this critical part of the game. But hey, it's fine, because exploring isn't the only way to get balance statues. As you're traversing through the acts, you may run into these golden hats, which will take you to a minigame called Balan's Bout. Yeah, besides the dancing, this is probably one of the more well-known things about Balan Wonderworld. Basically, it's just a mini-game where you line up a picture of Balan with actual Balan. And would you believe it? A drawn-out series of QuickTime events isn't fun, especially when some of them go on forever! Not only that, if you want to get a Balan statue out of this bullshit, you need to do it perfectly. One mistake and you don't get shit. And somehow, it gets worse. If you screw up, the only way to retry Balan's Bout for that level is to beat the boss of the world and then go back to the level where it was. I couldn't make that shit up if I tried. If you expect perfection out of me, then why don't you make it easier to retry the minigame? Oh yeah, and I guess I should also mention the sports minigames. I played like one of these and decided to avoid the rest. I mean, hey, if I have to play this entire fidgeting mess of a game, then you can do without me talking about some shitty sports minigames. Man, I'm just tired at this point. Do I have anything else to talk about before I get to the ending? Oh yeah, the Tims. Huh, I actually forgot about them. I mean, not like I didn't have a good reason to. Like most of the things in this game, they're just not explained well. I mean, they are pretty cute, I'll give them that, but they just never really left an impression on me. They do take out enemies and bring you collectibles occasionally, but their main focus is in the hub world. Remember the Chow Garden from Sonic Adventure 2? That's basically what the Tims are, with the hub world, the Isle of Tims, acting as the garden. I didn't actually spend too much time on this part of the game. 1, because I really don't care, and 2, and I'm sorry to sound like a broken record, but once again, never explained. Apparently, if you get this tower to a certain height, you get a costume that lets you play as Balan, and as cool as that is, that would require me to play more of this game than I already have to, and frankly, I'm not mentally stable enough to do that. I did find this really fancy Tim with a top hat though, so that was nice. Well, until I threw it into the wheel and it started having a moment. Finally, after getting all 110 Balan statues, we're granted access to Lance's realm to end this once and for all. And like the other boss fights, this one's actually pretty fun, especially since you get to choose what costumes you want to bring into it. But like any good final boss, after hitting Lance a couple times, we move into the next phase, and is that fucking Dark Gaia? With the help of all the residents we helped on our journey, we get access to a plethora of different costumes to take down Lance. And with Lance finally defeated, the residents of Wonderworld can return to their peaceful lives, while we have a very heartfelt goodbye with Balan, ending Balan Wonder. What the fuck? To sum everything up, is Balan Wonderworld a good game? No, absolutely not. Not by any stretch of the imagination. It's an unfinished mess of a game that makes me want to kick a child. But it's not the worst thing I've ever played. As I stated before, Balan Wonderworld has a huge amount of potential, and it's definitely a competent game. It just has some really bad fatal flaws in its execution that hinder the overall experience. Very much plagued by a mix of overambition and oversimplicity. But hey, at least it's finally over and I can just be done with it. What? Nope, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing this shit anymore. You can't make me. I'm done. I'm leaving. Fuck you. I'm not doing this anymore.